What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in again. ATL Resell Guy here. It is Thursday afternoon. I got off work early, so I figured I'd jump ahead on some shipping. I got a few orders off eBay that I'm going to go ahead and pull, show you the items, tell you about how I acquired them. And I'm going to do something different with this video too. I'll show a little bit of how I package and ship and get it all ready to send out to the buyer. So let's jump right into it. First up, this 52mm lens filters with case. It's vintage, sold for $11.99 with free shipping on top. I think it's from Sears is what it says. I got this lens in a bundle that I ordered off of Goodwill Online, actually. Goodwill Online does auctions where you can bid against other people, similar to eBay. There it is. And I got this in a bundle. It came with a lot of stuff in this little bundle. There was a case, there was a 35mm camera, there was some film, there was another lens, and everything in the bundle has sold except for the actual camera, 35mm camera itself. I still have that listed online. But this is just one of the little extras. It came with some of these filters that you put on the end of the 35mm camera lens. I'll show the different items from the bundle here as well to show you what I got off of it. I paid $25 for everything all together, shipped to my house from whatever Goodwill store was doing the auction. So I've definitely made my money back already with this one. And once the camera sells, that'll be most of what the profit is. I've got it listed for $49.99 right now. And I've sent out some offers, no bites, but eventually somebody will buy it because it's in really, really good condition. But yeah, this one's going out today, $11.99, free shipping. Next up is this Microsoft ergonomic keyboard, sold for $19.99 plus shipping on top. I got this keyboard along with another one just like it at a thrift store about a week ago, I would say. I was doing some rounds on sourcing and went to a thrift store I'd never been before, so went in and actually found some really good stuff there. This one of the two is not in as good a condition. You can see on the lettering, like some of the letters have actually worn out. And I noted that in the listing for the buyer. This one's $19.99. The other one doesn't have that worn out lettering. I've got that listed at $24.99. When I was at the thrift store, looked at comps, looked like they were going about $25 or so. So this one I bought for $1.99, I believe, and the other one, the better condition, was $3.99. I don't know if that's the reason why they mark them differently as well. But yeah, $6 into the pair. Once this one sells, or since this one has sold and the other one sold, good $45 plus shipping on top is easy $40 profit there. This Magnavox ZV47MG9 DVD recorder and VHS combo. This was featured in the Resell Gold video that I just posted a few days ago. Put a link in the description. And yeah, I bought this with 3 other DVD VCR combos. The other 2 have already sold. And so this will be the third. Nice sale on this one. $169.99 with shipping on top, and really happy about this sale. This was $8.99 at Goodwill, tested, working, really good condition on the exterior, and really great features having that DVD recordability on there. Good profit margin on this one, really, really nice. And I'll do a little hyperlapse video of bubble wrapping this, boxing it, kind of show you how I go about making sure that this arrives to the buyer in good condition. Next up, Raiden 3 on Sony PlayStation 2, sold for $39.99, free shipping on top. And this is a rare game. It's in really good condition. It's one of those collector's items. People that are trying to acquire, like every single game that was ever released on the system, kind of thing, in mint condition, complete with the box and the case and manual and everything. But I got this at a Goodwill. Probably only paid $1 or $2 for it. It's up here. This is the area of the single games that I'm just selling by themselves. There we go. And got to look through them. There's a lot of commons that I've, come across all the time that, you can't really sell individually and make any money on. This is not one of them. And I've started to get a little bit of an eye for which ones are going to be those rare games that are good profit margins selling by themselves. But yeah, this one is in phenomenal condition. Really, really, really nice. So that one definitely don't want to bundle in together, want to sell that separately. And they're going for about $40. So had it listed at $40 free shipping. It's been listed about a month or so, and I knew it would sell eventually. So there it goes, going out. And last, I got the Kyocera travel wall charger. This just sold minutes before I started filming, which is nice. Gives me a little more content for the video. $9.99 free shipping. This one is just an old charger from some old cell phones that we had. I went ahead and opened this and kind of located it so I don't have to dig around on video. Let's make sure that one's it. Yeah, Kyocera travel charger. Yep. So at the my father's house, we've got old phones, chargers, everything. I went through it and picked out some stuff that I thought might be sellable on eBay. This being one of them. They don't go for much, $9.99. Shipping's a couple bucks. So it was just sitting there doing nothing. So put it out and make a couple bucks on it. And yeah, we'll get to boxing up and packaging up some of this stuff now. So something like this first item, really, really easy to package. The filters already come in this little leather protective thing. I had some extras with that bundle, so I went ahead and tossed in like a little bit of cleaners on there. I don't need them. I'm done selling all that stuff. But real easy. I'll grab a mailer, just stick that one in. I've got those over here. Ordered 500 of these 5x7 mailers, which are invaluable for all these little items. Real easy. Stick it in there and pull a seal and lay it down on top, and it's mailed for the most part. I mean, just throw a label on there and it's good to go. Same thing with this Kyocera. It's in a bag, so any moisture it's going to keep out. And again, another mailer. Just throw it in there. These have bubble wrap inside, so they protect the electronics for the most part. The one item is the Raiden PlayStation 2 game. Normally I just stick the case in there, call it a day as well. Buyer had a specific request. He mentioned that he would like it in a box, but I don't really have a box that'll work for this size. But he also said any kind of extra protectant would be great. So what I'm going to do is take some loose cardboard here and just create some cardboard that's going to be the size of this game and put it on either side so that there's cardboard on the outsides of it, because he mentioned that he's had games sent to him in the past where there's been like punctures and damage and it messes up the artwork. And again, like I said, these are collector's pieces. People really want these things like pristine, just like we've shown it in the listing. So I'm going to do that, cut that out, and make sure it gets there in really, really good condition. It's got some extra protectant on the outside. So yeah, here we go. I've got the packing slip printed out here. I'm just going to wrap that around the item, stick it in the bag, mailer like that. Beforehand though, I like to add the label on first. The reason being is once you put the item in here, it becomes bulky and it's not flat. I can tape it down and make it flat, nice label adhered to the mailer, much easier before the item is in there. So I'll go ahead and use some tape to go around all four sides here. And actually, I use this tape here. It is dollar store tape, Scotch tape. When I got a small mailer like this, and it's not a big box that needs like heavy duty moving tape. Just use this simple, cheap dollar store tape, and never had any problems with it. And once you have the actual, once you have the roller here, you can just buy these refills. This refill of 6 is $1. Whole concept is keep my costs down. Shipping costs, costs of supplies, just want to keep that as low as possible. That way I can increase my margins there. But yeah, let me get this all together. And there you have it, all packaged up. These mailers particularly don't have the best adhesive underneath this flap. So what I do is I go ahead and put one more piece of tape right over that edge just to kind of keep it all sealed in. But you can see what I mean now. Now it's kind of like bubbled out. So that's why I like to adhere the label first when it's all flat, so that this barcode is nice and flat, not all crinkled up, and don't have like space in between the actual mailer and the label. And scans, reads easy. Dollar store tape, like I said, never had any issues with it coming apart. It's pretty tacky. It's good to go. It definitely does the job for me. So yeah, let me get the other one packaged up as well. All right, same deal on the lens filters. Packaged up in the mailer with the extra little tape on the seal, just make sure it stays put, and all around the edges, even overlap a little bit. Try and pick that with the camera. Definitely overlap the corners. It'll keep everything tight. And it's recommended not to cover the barcode with any tape. I really don't think there's going to be any problem if you actually do, but that's just what USPS recommends, that when you attach the label that you don't overlap the barcode, but it probably has no effect on it. And I've got this blue tape on here that just protects the identity and address of both myself and the buyer, but that'll obviously come off before it goes through the mail. So on the PS2 Raiden 3 game, the buyer had this request. You could ship it in a box, be preferred, or additional layer around the game to cover the art to prevent pinches, punctures. Had some problems in the past. So what I did was cut out some cardboard pieces, and I got 2 that I can put on either end inside the mailer, so it'll kind of like sandwich it together like that. So that should prevent any kind of like puncturing on the artwork there. And I did the weight comparison, adding this piece of cardboard and this piece of cardboard. Didn't cost me any more shipping, so happy to do it. I've got it laying around, and if it makes the buyer more satisfied, better chance for good feedback. So yeah, let me get this inside there. All right, so we got it in there. I had to cut that cardboard down just a little bit from how wide I had it. It wasn't fitting in, but you can see here, got the game inside and the cardboard protecting the artwork on either end. Not a common request. Usually just slide the video game, like I said earlier, just slide it right in there, and the bubble wrap is good enough. But with a collector's piece like this, and somebody paying $40 for the video game, definitely want to make sure that they're happy. So I think this is going to be enough, more than enough, for it to arrive to him safely. And didn't need to attach the label first, simply because this is a flat surface and it'll be really easy to get the label flat on there. So next up is the keyboard. I need to bubble wrap this first, so I'll show that. And was going to use this box and just cut it down, make it a little more comparable to the size of the actual keyboard. But went outside to my stash and found this one instead. And it's a little more in line with the actual size of the unit, so I don't have to do any cutting on that. Just bubble wrap it, stuff it in, and make sure it's secure, and that'll be good. And I'll show you that stash of boxes that I got in just a moment here. And there we have it, all wrapped up nice and tight. I like to put a double layer of wrap on the more sensitive part, like where the keys would be, or buttons on other devices. So like double that up. And let's see if I'm talented enough to put this in a box one-handed while holding a camera. Let's see here. Should just slide right in. Feels nice and taut in there. And give it the shake test. No movement whatsoever. And it looks pretty good. I'm gonna call that packaged up, slap a label on there, and send her on out. Labels on boxes, I feel like need a little bit more than just the dollar store basic tape. So I always use the shipping tape all the way around. And again, don't go over the edge of the barcode, just for making an easier scan for the machines as they scan items going through the conveyors in that massive, massive warehouse and world of shipping. And again, covered up the personal information of the buyer. But yeah, I always like to overlap it, and the shipping tape is a much better option for these boxes. Those little plastic mailers, bubble mailers, that dollar store tape, just cheap Scotch tape is sufficient. But those I want to definitely use the packing tape with. And last but certainly not least, got the Magnavox DVD VCR combo. Found a box that is going to be great size to ship this in. It's a little tall, so I'll probably cut it down. It's got some writing on there too, so I'll probably get rid of that. But yeah, let me bubble wrap this thing up. I'll probably do a little more extensive packing on this one just because it's a really, really expensive item, and I want to be absolutely sure that it arrives in good condition. So I really want to protect this inside the box and take my time to make sure it gets there all safe and sound. So let's put it together. There we have it, bubbled wrapped up, all nice and tight. Let's see what we got with this box here. And, see what kind of space we got in there after placing the item inside. All right, cool. So stick some cables down here. I think is good. And what I'm gonna do is also throw some packing peanuts in there. Some leftover packing peanuts. Get those inside. Yes, indeed. Should be good. Let me put these all up in these gaps right here. I'll give some cushioning on the outside. Actually, what I'm going to do is focus on this front of the unit where the buttons are. Make sure those get down in there. Protect those buttons in the front. And then a couple left on top. Cool. So I do have a little bit of space. I'm going to cut this box down to save on height, which should save on shipping and weight, and just make it all nice and compact inside there as well. So let me cut that down a little bit. Measured it up. I want to take off about 5 inches off the top here so that top is going to be flush with those packing peanuts. So what I did was make marks on every corner at about 4.5 inches. Made a little line there. I'm going to take this razor blade and cut down and fold over the tops once I get it down to size there. Alright, so here's what we're looking like now after cutting down the corners. Cut about 5 inches off. Extra flaps give it a little more rigidity inside, which is actually beneficial. And then just rework the edges and corners here, just to give a new kind of cornering to the box since it used to be right up here. Kind of just pinch that and give it a nice little edge. And yeah, fold everything over. Put a packing slip inside. Shake test is going to check out good. And yeah, we got us a solid reworked box. Just got to put it on the scale, make sure it weighs out good with the amount that the buyer paid for shipping. Won't win any beauty contests, but shipping is not a beauty contest. It's all about getting the item safely inside the box there. So this is going to be a solid ship for them. Going to get there great. And here's just a couple things I look at when I'm shipping something heavy and big. I want to shop around a little bit on the options because the prices can vary depending on which carrier you go with. So for instance, This buyer on this item selected USPS Parcel Select Package service. It's an estimated arrival date of July 13th to the 21st. And once I put in all the dimensions, let me scan up a little bit. It weighs 10 pounds, 11 ounces. 19 by 13 and 6. The price for that is $13.43 with an arrival date estimated between July 13th and 21st. This FedEx ground right below it, same dimensions, weight, everything. Expected arrival date earlier and $8.35. So save me $5 on shipping there. Go ahead and select that one, and it's going to get to the buyer sooner. So I like to look at the different options, and if I can save money and get the package to the person quicker, that's a win-win for everybody. And there we have it. Used some extra packing tape on the corners here just because I did resize the box, so I want to make sure that keeps its integrity, and good tape around the label here, naturally covering up the information for the buyer as well as myself. And that's a solid pack. Give it a little shake test here. Let's see. Yep, nothing moving inside, so nice and solid. Big one going out FedEx tomorrow. So there we have it, all 5 items, all boxed up, packed up, and ready for shipping. Wanted to show you one last thing real quick for this video. The box stash that we have here. Yes, all kinds of sizes and shapes. I come across these boxes at work or some of the local businesses that are around my work. I let them know, hey, instead of just throwing this stuff in the dumpster and letting it go to the landfill, I can use it for my shipping needs. So let me just go ahead and take that for you. So I acquire a good amount of boxes that I can use for my shipping and keep them out of the landfill, get to upcycle, recycle. I'm all about that kind of thing. So yeah, we get to help save the planet as well as make some money on the side. And that's about it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for taking a deep dive into the packaging, shipping aspect of reselling on eBay. Hope you enjoyed watching the video. If so, like, subscribe, share, and we can keep this thing going. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a good one.